Hey guys, welcome to the technical analysis video by Aggregated Finance. Today is the 5th of April 2022 and this is being recorded after the US markets have closed. We are looking at the daily spot chart of Ethereum and the US dollar. Look at this beautiful consolidation. We've hit the 200 moving average, the red line. We've pulled back a very small amount and we've come back up and we are going sideways. This is known as bullish consolidation. We are above the 20 MA, which is now pointing upwards at quite a gradient. The 50 MA is now starting to turn higher and the gradient looks to be increasing as well. This is a bullish formation. We're above these two moving averages. We're consolidating. Things are looking good for higher prices. Now, bear in mind, let's take a look at the weekly chart. It's very important that you always take a look at the weekly chart. You can see the 50 MA is still moving upwards quite steeply. It's telling us we are in a medium-term uptrend. The 20 MA is still pointing downwards. However, we may go sideways and be range bound sort of within this green candle. We may bob up and down. The longer we do that, the 20 MA will then start to turn higher, and that will mean Ethereum is ready to start making a move higher. So do not be surprised, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if we do not go straight up and we bob up and down and we become range bound. But make no doubt about it, this is a bullish formation that is forming. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. We should have exactly the same setup, very similar. We've pulled back from the 200 moving average, but we are moving sideways. We look to be range bound. The last few days we've bobbed up and down. Again, the key point or the key takeaway here is that we are above the 20 moving average, which is pointing upwards quite steeply. The 50 MA is pointing upwards quite nicely, so that's telling us we are in an established uptrend. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Beautiful, a very similar situation to what we saw on Ethereum. We are above both moving averages. We need to go sideways for a few more weeks for this 20 MA to start turning upwards. Now, why is it that it won't be such a good thing if we shoot upwards? I mean, everyone wants everything to go up all the time. We all want our holdings to go up, but the problem is if we go up too fast, too soon, it's likely to be a false move and it's not going to be a sustained move. Whenever you get a big move like that, it can normally signal a blow off top. What we need is price to move in a healthy manner, and that means we need to go sideways. We may well be range bound. Let's look back at the daily chart, and we may be range bound up and down over the next few weeks. But the longer we do that, it's like a coil that is ready to sort of burst. You've got all that energy building up in this sideways consolidation. Let's take a look at the main equity markets again. The main equity markets, the S&P 500, will typically set the tone for the crypto market. So same takeaway here. This is the daily chart of the SPY. This is the ETF that tracks the S&P 500. Key thing, we're above all three moving averages on the daily chart. The 20 MA is pointing upwards steeply. The 50 MA is now starting to turn upwards. And you can see these markets are actually quite strong from being below the 200 moving average for a few weeks. We've now moved above it and we've come back, but we have not gone back down below. In fact, when we first hit the 200 MA, we barely got a bounce off it. We had this one sort of down day. I mean, price had already closed above. It pulled back ever so slightly, and then it's gone back up, and now we're pulling it back again. But we're not even touching the 200 MA. This is telling us that no matter what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, as horrid as the situation is there, and the war crimes that are taking place, the fact is these markets are telling us they're setting up for higher prices. This is quite bullish. Same exercise again. Let's take a look at the weekly chart, and you can see the 50 MA, that's the yellow line, is still pointing upwards. We are in a medium-term uptrend. The correction we had in the market, albeit due to the Ukrainian situation, was just a normal pullback in the market, and we've already come up. I think we've recovered more than half of what we lost, And again, we're going sideways now. These markets need a bit more time, and we need that 20 MA to turn upwards. So again, don't be surprised if we are range bound and we go sideways for the next few weeks. But as long as we remain above the 50 and 20 MA, these markets are looking a-okay. Now, again, we could pull back down to this level and the markets would still be in a bullish formation. So that's something to be aware of. But it looks like we are going to be going sideways first. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. My name is Chart Guy Zach. I want to thank you for tuning in, and if any of you guys want me to check out any particular cryptos for you or any stocks, by all means just put a comment below the video or contact me on Telegram. Thanks guys, and we'll catch up with you later on in the week.